from England, Imogen Bankier from Scotland. But of course, as far as the Olympic Games is concerned, they compete as Great Britain. So, hence, they play together. So the Malaysians, Peng soon and go Liu Ying. First time they've been beyond the first round of the All England Championships, the Malaysian combination.
Hi, Eric. Liu Ying GOH, would you like yellow or blue? Blue? Yellow for you. Yellow. You serve. Who will receive?
China.
Which side? This side.
So this mixed doubles quarter-final for both pairs, new territory. Neither of them have been in an All England quarter-final previously.
Yeah, sammen.
And so the British combination, Chris Adcock, the 22-year-old, born in Leicester but lives in Nottingham. 17 in the world rankings. That's down 3 places this week from last week, and only 2 places above the British rivals in qualifying for the Olympic Games. So a negative win-loss record for the year, and that's of a little concern. Semi-final of the Swedish International, second round of the Korea Super Series, and 2 first-round losses, including last week at the German Grand Prix. Their 2 previous matches so far in this year's All England have gone the full distance. But look at that first round result against the reigning world champions, the pair that beat them at Wembley at the World Championship final last year, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei. An hour and 6 minutes for that first round encounter, and then yesterday against Yu Young-sung and Zhang Yina. Again dropped the opening game, but managed to come from 11-14 down in the second. Won 7 of the next 8 points to go 18-15 up. Secured that second game, and it was a close second game. There was an awful lot of very nervous people here in Birmingham because, of course, the home fans so desperately wanted to see them get through to at least the quarter-final stage. And, of course, they'll be thinking further ahead than that. They'll be wanting, now they're in the quarter-final, they'll be looking towards semi-final and beyond. One match at a time, though, as all athletes will tell you. So to their opponents, and the Malaysians, Peng soon, he's from Penang, 23-year-old. Go Liu Ying, 22 years of age. Number 9 in the world rankings, and that's the highest they've ever been. In fact, enjoying a very good spell at the moment, because their win-loss record of the year doesn't really tell the picture, which is that they were in the semi-final of their home event in Malaysia. The Malaysia Super Series reached the semi-final. So their first 2 matches have been a lot more convincing. 2 straight games, both of them. First round against Diju Valiavital and Jwala Gutta of India, and then in the second round against Soji Sato and Shizuko Matsuo of Japan, who of course in the first round have beaten the number 7 seeds Lee and Ha from Korea. Well, there's a real eager anticipation here at the National Indoor Arena. The home fans waiting to cheer on this British combination of Chris Adcock and Imogen Bankier. There's family and friends on the left, on the right there. Gabby White, of course, former mixed doubles partner of Chris Adcock. They won the silver medal at the World Junior Championships, and an awful lot in the media this week, rather hyped up media, if I might say so, about the fact that Chris decided that he would not play with Gabby anymore, who incidentally is his girlfriend, and decided he wanted to play with Imogen Bankier. And in all honesty, as far as badminton is concerned, I think that was the right decision. They've enjoyed a lot of success since then.
Malaysia. And on my right, Chris Adcock, England, and Imogen Bankier, Scotland.
Well, I said the crowd will be right behind them, and rightly so. Home advantage.
Imogen Bankier to serve to Peng Chan.
Make that work in their favour.
Play.
Perhaps for the home fans, not aware that these two pairs met each other once previously, and on the only previous occasion, which was in the first round of the China Super Series event, the last of the Super Series events last year, it was the Malaysians that won in 2 straight games, 21-17, 21-16. They really are a very good combination, this Malaysian pair, and I think have benefited considerably since former world and Olympic champion Rexy Manaki, coach in Malaysia now, since he's been working with the mixed doubles players. I think that he's made a big difference to this Malaysian pair.
Definitely one of the most improved pairs on the world scene at the current time. And the kind of couple of years ago wouldn't really have that good a game, but now they look so confident and so relaxed in the way that they play. That's an absolute tribute to Rexy. I mean, I've worked with Rexy for many, many years, and encourages people to play with flair, with speed, but also a real thinking game, and you can tell with the way they play now that that's helping them too.
Two, three.
Oh, that's lovely.
Service over.
Jeremy Gann, been involved in the mixed doubles coaching for some considerable time, and I noticed that he's sitting on the coach's bench.
Service over. 3-4. Service over.
Oh, that looked a nervous-looking shot to me.
5-3. Service over.
It's very much a game, Jill, of whichever pair on the attack. Definitely going to be winning on 90% of every rally, so each player's looking to play the net first, get the lift. Both of these male players incredibly quick around the court, and no one can afford to give the lift.
No, because that's what happens when you do. A big power play. It's a good smash from Chan Peng Soon.
6-5.
Now very much concentrating on his mixed doubles. He's been a fine men's doubles player as well. He's only 23. Talking about him as if he's getting towards the end of his career. He certainly isn't.
just seem to be around for so long, some of these players. You know, he's 23 years old, he's been around for a long, long time. You know, should be coming to the end. Unfortunately, you know, they hang around for a long, long time and they actually get better and better with experience. And
that's very well taken from Imogen Bankier, addressing the shuttle early. Short, sharp movement of the racket head. Look at her movement at the front of the court. It's wonderful. Racket arm outstretched. And that's pleased the English coaches.
Go!
She's a very, very good player at the front of the court. Reads the game so well, does go Liu Ying. Oh my goodness, late decision to play it. He watches it, watches it. Oh my goodness. Well, she's right to go for it, I think. Because I think that a big part of this is going to be a battle between the two women as to who can control the front of the court. More of the attacking play in that rally. And the Malaysians have the advantage. 5-point advantage at the mid-game interval. That's delightful from Peng. He looks very sharp, does Peng, and that's great to see, because I know he had to have some time off from training. He was allowed to go back to Penang. Unfortunately, his brother Peng was involved in a very, very nasty incident at the Chinese New Year, 21st of January, and he was found at 3:30 in the morning, stabbed, and his injuries were so bad that unfortunately his brother has lost a kidney. So he was back home with the family, encouraging his brother, time off from training, but he's returned and he's looking as sharp as ever, I have to say.
He's a fantastic player. He's an all-round athlete. He's so dangerous. That's why the British pair are so scared of actually giving him the shuttle at any stage. Just what he's capable of doing. The problem is, the girl is equal to that as well.
Yeah.
And they have no real answer at the moment, the British pair.
No, you consider that Liu Ying was injured in training after the recent Uber Cup qualifying. So she was saying that her preparations coming to Europe wasn't the best, and you know, given all the instances, I suppose in a way you sort of say, okay, well, we've got nothing to lose, our preparation hasn't been the best, let's just give it a go, and you relax a bit more, and sometimes extraordinary things happen. That's the sort of play at the net that Imogen Bankier was using so well at the World Championships last year.
8-12.
She's a total natural reader of the game of badminton. Imogen Bankier isn't necessarily what you'll call the most explosive, quickest player around the court, but she reads the game so well.
This comes from a sporting family, does Imogen Bankier, because of course her father, Ian, took over as chairman of Celtic Football Club in October last year. Took over from former Home Secretary Lord Reid, of course. Oh, that is a fabulous shot from Peng.
14-8. Service over. 9-14.
Good interception, and not only good interception, that's the sort of reading of the game. And that's Chris's father there, applauding.
Again, Imogen Bankier, perfectly placed.
10-14.
Fantastic sort of reading of the game again, especially more so to her forehand side. Definite strength hers, and she's really, really deceptive when she's in that position too.
Wrong with the back line. Just mistimed that backhand in the end, Chris ADCOCK.
15-11.
Definitely trying to adopt the right sort of tactics, really trying to step in early. Just needs to relax that little bit just to get into the flow of game a bit more.
Just proves how relaxed a grip badminton players have. Tennis players very much hold the racket in the palm of the hand. Badminton players hold the racket in the fingers. There's a little hand signal, just letting her partner know where she's going to serve to. Looks ambitious. Too ambitious.
Would have been a spectacular winner had it come off.
12-16.
Superb from Liu Ying.
(17-12).
Yeah, touch the net, no question. Called by the umpire, Erik Kurt of Denmark. Our umpire for this mixed doubles quarter-final. Yep, good spot. The back line.
What's really impressive to see from the Malaysian girl is her confidence that she's willing to play any shot imaginable. To see a girl play with that kind of confidence is very, very rare, and you can see why they're at the world ranking they are at the moment.
And it's up to number 9. Mind you, the British pair have been as high as 11, although they're down to 17 at the moment. Yeah, well taken. Peter Jeffrey and Graham Hurrell, the two British coaches. That could prove costly.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. Just starting to get back into the game. You can see the tactic that Chris Adcock's trying to employ, which is taking the pace out of the game. Just needs to make sure we clear the net clearly.
Oh, that's delightful, isn't it?
20 game point.
Reading the game once again. Go Liu Ying. Simple little block for the outright winner, and 5 game point opportunities for the Malaysians. Well, that's one squandered.
Service over. (16-20).
Gone wide, and the Malaysians converts on their second game point. 21-16 in the opening game.
First game won by Peng Chan, Liu Ying GOH, 21-16.
Good rally to close out that first game. A movement of Chan Peng Soon. Moves around the court like a cat about to pounce on its prey. And the opening game is theirs, 21-16 in just 15 minutes. Jeremy again, giving the instructions.
Plan is right, you're doing it, you're just not consistently doing it yet. So we just need to make sure we stick to that. Okay? When they're serving, don't let them get any runs, especially her. Right, we must break the river up. Yeah, be clever and smart about that. She's getting 2s and 3s and we don't want that. Alright? Come on then, let's get in there. Fight hard.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Well, Peter Jeffrey was certainly giving advice to this British combination. One of the things he was concerned about was the runs of points that were going in the Malaysians' favour, especially on Go Liu Ying's serve. He has got a very good serve, which has been hitting the shuttle exceptionally well. He said try and break it up, and by that I assume he means just vary the returns as much as possible.
Play.
Well, this, Anthony, is where the British pair have got to dig really deep. They did so last night when we were watching them against Yu Yong-sung and Jang E-na of Korea, because I don't think I'm unfair in saying that it wasn't probably the best that I've ever seen the British pair play, but they still won, and that to me was a sign that actually they've moved up in status, because when you can start winning these big matches when you're not at your very best, that proves that you are a good pair. And they really dug deep. I liked their attitude last night, and they need to show that again today if they're to come through this quarter-final.
I think it's very, very rare, Jill, that you ever really produce 100% of what you've really got. You know, I honestly believe in my lifetime as a player that I produced my total best on a handful of occasions. You know, a lot of the time you're playing below what you may do in practice, but it's all about heart and desire, how much willing to go through the pain barrier to win a match. And for me, in particular, some of my satisfying results came when actually playing badly.
2-all.
It was a marvellous take at the net from Imogen BANKIER. Imogen's become a big star as far as Scottish sport is concerned. The BBC Sportsperson of the Year last year, following the likes of Andy Murray and Sir Chris Hoy in winning that accolade. And again, last month was named Glasgow Sportsperson of the Year. And it's good attacking play from Chris ADCOCK, using his angles well.
Definitely looking to pick up the pace, Chris ADCOCK. He's very, very quick around the court. Not quite sure he's as quick as his opponent, but definitely one of the fastest mixed players around. Just gone for a little bit too much, Chris ADCOCK, on that occasion. He knows it's going to take some special shots to win this match, but just needs to play the basics a little bit better at the moment.
That's great badminton. Wonderful rally.
Such good mid-court play for the Malaysians. And the power she generated on that last drive. You know, reminiscent of some of the top blokes in the world that can hit it that hard.
Clever change of pace, drop to the centre of the court. Both of the Malaysian players thinking probably that the other was going to go for this drop shot. Neither of them went for it. It's gone wide.
5-6.
That's very good anticipation after the flick serve. Perfect low serve.
That's brilliant to see the variation. A lot of players will always try and serve to the tee, so they know where the reply is going to come from. But having that variation makes your opponent think about what return they're going to have to play.
Four straight points.
10-5. Service over. 6-10.
The error from Peng means that the British combination have the advantage here in the second game. 11-6 at the mid-game interval.
Flat now, we've got one side each. It's working really well. Just be big, stand up, take it on. You push your side, you push your side. Yeah? We know he's going to win. And we can deal with that if we can get one side each. Right? So we mustn't hide there. That's good. Okay. Keep moving.
Always moving.
Okay. Doing good now. Come on.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Peter Jeffries saying, stand big, stand your ground at the net. And he said, you know that Chan Peng-soon is going to try whipping, so you've got to look for that. Take your half of the court.
Six. Play.
Oh, she's just lost the edge on her net play at the moment as Liu Ying. Absolutely outstanding in the opening game. That helped restore her confidence.
And the big difference so far in this game, Jill, is that the Malaysians made a lot of mistakes. You know, it was the other way around a little bit in the first game, and seem to have lost their concentration.
The jump smash from Chan Peng-soon at the back of the court, in between the two British players. He therefore got his partner Liu Ying involved, and that was just a delightful little tap down, taking all the pace off the shuttle. 269. Goodness gracious me. That's very nearly 168 miles per hour.
That was brilliant from Chris Adcock. One of the areas he does really like to do is step in on his forehand, and that's a classic example of the way he likes to play.
Perfect net play from Imogen Bankier, finds the net court. Therefore virtually impossible for Liu Ying to control.
14-9.
Taking notes of everything that's happening. It's just something a little different there, going smashing straight down the line, Chris Adcock.
They've definitely got the tactics of this game absolutely right.
15.
Not giving the Malaysians any idea.
Service over. 10-15.
Error on the low serve this time from Chan Peng Sun.
Service fault called.
Service fault called. Service judge says strike above the waist. But Anderson of Sweden. Yep, good spot.
Service over.
No, everybody's feeling the tension.
17-11.
All good.
Service over.
That was a correct call. Chris ADCOCK looking a little bit surprised.
Chris.
Well, that's interesting. The umpire having a little word. Yeah, it was plumb on the line.
17.
Just warning Chris from calling out and trying to influence the line judge's decision. Good umpiring. That's going well wide. No question of that.
Service over. 18-12. Fault. Service over.
Fault called.
18.
What was that? Did it touch the ground first?
It definitely bounced. I think Chris was trying to be a little bit cheeky, just pretend that it actually hadn't. Oh.
Yeah, it certainly had.
Get ready.
What a great flick serve from goalie in
14.
perfection.
18.
Well, what was Coach Peter Jeffers talking about? Don't let the Malaysians get a little run, especially on Liu Ying's serve.
It's an interesting tactic, of course. It's not like you ever trying to give the opposition a good run of points. You know, you're trying to win every single point you play, and unfortunately, sometimes they actually do stuff that is good.
It's gone long of the back line. The call from Chris ADCOCK to his partner to leave the shuttle, and it was wise advice.
19-15.
Yeah, clearly long. 2 points away now from securing this second game. Now just one point required for the British pair to please the home fans.
20, game point 15.
Good flick serve. Yep. It is 1 game all. (21-15). The second game, this time in favour of the British combination. Well, is going to a third and deciding game.
When we're returning her serve,
34 minutes, but it all comes down to this third game.
When you're low in your forehand, the rally gets poked off straight. Yeah, when it's not on, you can go over cross because they're both pushing up on the straight, yeah? So you can go over cross, but we want to try and be early in the mid-court, so we still poke up there. Yeah? And they can't deal with your variety of your serve. Yeah, they're doing very well with that. Okay, now it's about the start of this next set, so focusing really hard. You focus on you, Chris, you focus on you. Yeah, and we're thinking about how the first 4 shots is going to pan out, and we're on it, really on it, yeah, so we can execute. When we dominate the first 4, we're so much better than them. Yeah, and that's it. That is the key. Focus on that first 4. Better. All right? Come on. Doing me proud. Come on.
Really, really good. When you're attacking, it's like you're always going to get through in the end. Yeah, I'm just coming off a little bit. He's, yeah, he's not.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Well, the British coach very much urging this combination that they should keep the variety on the serving. Feels that the Malaysians can't deal with so many different angles and so many different serves. And also urging them to really concentrate on the first 4 shots. If you can dominate from the onset of the rally, you tend to dominate the whole rally, period. Of course, it's all dependent on what the Malaysian coach has told the Malaysian pair.
I think the big key to this game is literally the pair that makes the least mistakes in this set is going to be the one that comes away with it. And I felt the Malaysian pair in that set made so many unforced errors that Imogen Bankier's serve was extremely good, and they were just making mistakes from that alone.
That's clever, clever play from Liu Ying. Yeah, the little half-court push pushed it past Imogen Bankier. And Chris ADCOCK still having to get down low. That's colourful strapping on the leg, isn't it?
What was interesting to see just a few minutes ago, Peng soon bouncing around the court, trying to get his legs going, get himself motivated for this third set.
How much of that is an intimidation towards his opponents as well? Not only is he trying to motivate himself, but he's also saying to his opponents quite loud and clear, without actually verbalising, I'm ready for it, I'm up for this.
Can definitely be a positive towards, you know, proving to your opponents you are up for the game, you are motivated, you are quick. And I think the big kick is that he obviously felt like in that second set that he'd almost gone to sleep. You know, we've seen how good he can possibly be in that first set, and just allowed Chris ADCOCK and Imogen Bankier to play with better tactics. Serve return was a lot better than theirs, and it's a very tight match at this stage.
Luck of the net cord, for which he immediately apologises. Peng Soon. He created his own luck there, pounced on that low serve. And so quick onto that.
They look so much more switched on now, the Malaysians, in this third set. Peng Soon, his legs are really moving quick now. He's looking to step in and drill everything in the mid-court.
Real effort in that rally from Imogen Bankier. Although she was forced to defend, there's the first defence, then she drives the second one and immediately moves forward to the net. No serve is short of the mark.
7-3.
Yeah, good judgment from Peng Soon.
These are really key points now, Jill, at this point in time. Already 4 points ahead. If we can go on and grab a couple more, it really sets the tone for the rest of the match.
And of course, for the British pair,
4-7.
never been in a Super Series tournament semi-final, whereas their opponents know what that's like. 3 semi-finals. That's gone wide. So for the World Championship silver medalists, I mean, they've got to put all this exterior thing, the Olympic qualifying, the immenseness of a possible all-England semi-final. They've got to put all of that out of their minds and concentrate exactly where am I going to serve from, how am I going to dictate this rally, point after point.
It's definitely the case, Jill. It's, you know, we always talk about points in tournaments and what importance there is in getting to certain rounds in events, and at the end of the day, each point of a game of badminton is the most important thing, you know. Don't get too involved in thinking about the Olympic Games, and it is very difficult. All British players will, of course, want to go to an Olympic Games, but there is a lot of that goes on within our sport, and it often puts too much pressure on a player.
9-4.
Yes, well, that's what sport's about. Who can deal with the pressure, who can respond in these crucial crunch matches. It's a nice play from Chris ADCOCK, using the mid-court area so well. No pace on the shot, nothing for Peng Soon to feed off.
That was an awful serve by Chris ADCOCK. Not sure that was going anywhere near the sideline either.
Nerves. And it got back well to that.
7-10.
That is just wonderful. What a shot. And what courage to play it. Go, Liu Ying.
There's very few girls in the world of badminton that would even dream of playing a shot like that. Never mind the execution. Never even thought twice about it. Straight in there, go for the cross net. You know you can play it. Brilliant skills.
Right, the change ends with a 4-point advantage.
Court 1, 20 seconds.
You can really go for it. You're just going to move in.
You need to go for it more.
Well, coach saying you've got to go for it more. Can't wait for it to happen. Time to make it happen.
11.
You may see a real injection of pace from Chris Adcock. I've seen him in this sort of situation many times before. Likes to really dominate the court now.
Wide. Well, both pairs have obviously enjoyed more success from this near side of the court. And perhaps a British advantage that they're finishing this end. Good return of serve. He was fast onto that, wasn't he? Well, actually, Chris Adcock immediately going to talk to the umpire to say, well, did he not move before the serve was struck? No such call. That's brilliant.
Chris Adcock at his best on that occasion again. Again, it's up that line, always up his forehand side. Always looking to step in. Never waits for that. Does that in both of the events that he plays in, men's doubles and mixed doubles. Real trademark play of his.
Oh, the low serve is short. Well, it's understandable that they're all nervous. That deflected by hitting the top of the tape took some of the momentum out of the shot. It's long.
But it just shows, Jill, exactly what you're saying. The service is such an important part of the game of badminton. You know, the British pair have actually made 3 or 4 mistakes just from the serve in this set, and that is actually the difference between the two pairs.
Opened up a 5-point cushion now, the Malaysians. That's a good rally.
Brilliant defence from Imogen BANKIER during that rally. Very confident, very controlled. That's great skill to have turned it down the line. Great finish at the end.
Well, got themselves out of trouble quite brilliantly, did the Malaysians. Go Liu Ying played the drop shot, moved forward, allowed her partner to go back and play the second lift and play the smash, and 261. Well, is it one at 269 already? But goodness me, that's quick. Right idea.
16-11.
This sort of stage of a match, you have to make it count. You've got to make your opponents play the shuttle. Yeah, everybody's nervous, and that's quite understandable. Wasn't the cleanest of hits, but very effective.
(13-16).
Another error on serve. It's almost as if he snatched at that serve, didn't hit through the shuttle.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you start doing a couple of bad serves, plays on your mind, and when you walk up to that next one, you're thinking, please, please let this go over, instead of having that positive attitude of, come on, let's see what you can actually do with my serve.
Went for the interception, found the nets.
(14-17).
Both women refusing to back off from the net, both standing their ground.
Brilliant play there by both women. Like I said, Jill, they both know they have to dominate from the net, because that's the area where this game's been won and lost. And they've got to take the chances.
Well, the Malaysians did well to extend the rally, because a couple of times I thought the British pair had already played the winner. Dive from Liu Ying. Got herself back up.
Oh, I think she got a little bit annoyed with the partner in the end. I think she thought that one was going to go out the back of the court. And on top of that, he fired it straight into her back.
Missed it. Well, it was a very, very clever shot from the Malaysian, because she gave the shuttle just enough pace to get it past Imogen Bankier.
19-15.
19-15. 2 points required by the Malaysians. And 2 points to break the hearts of the home fans. That's gone wide. Imogen did awfully well to get back for the flick serve. Got enough on it.
20, match point 16.
And now 4 match point opportunities for the Malaysians. Good serve. It's gone wide. 1 match point has gone a begging.
It's a real test for Chris Adcock now. He's been struggling with his serve in this game. He's now got to pull off 3 points on the trot.
Yes, and he's serving to the man, he's serving to Chan. Will he flick? Or will he hold his nerve? Yep, held his nerve. Good courage that, but in the end, the delight to the Malaysians. 3 excellent games of badminton. Real world-class mixed doubles. Disappointment, obviously, for the home fans, because the British pair of Chris Adcock and Imogen BANKIER out of the All England now at the quarter-final stage. For the Malaysians, Chan, Peng and Liu Ying. Well, great delight for them, because it's a 4th semi-final in Super Series tournaments, first ever semi-final here at New Orleans. And there is confirmation of the score: 21-16, 15-21, 21-17 in the deciding game in a match just 4 minutes shy of the hour mark. So the Malaysians into the semi-final, an obvious disappointment for the British pair. Chris Adcock leaving the court, while as Imogen BANKIER stops to sign a few autographs. Of course, they're in the top half of the draw because they disposed of the #1 seeds in the very first round. And also in the top half of the draw, there's a chance for the English pair of Nathan Robertson and Jenny Warwick. They're up against the Indonesians Tantowi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir. So that quarter-final yet to come. We don't know who else will be in the semi-final, of course, apart from the #2 seeds who have safely through against Alexander Nikolayenko and Valeria Sorokina of Russia.